YouTube, it's me, Jim, on the road, heading out west and making my way out to the Dakotas and Nevada, California, seeing the sights on the road. And this right now, I'm driving through Wisconsin, and Wisconsin has some nice scenery, beautiful farms out here. And I thought, well, let's take some video as I'm zipping down the road. And here it is, road trip 2025. I decided to leave Ohio and use up the rest of the remaining summer we have left to go see some places. And so there's a lot of places out west I haven't seen, you know. I'm on my way to Badlands National Park. And then from there, Mount Rushmore. From there, Crazy Horse Memorial. From there, Wind Cave National Park. From there, Yellowstone National Park. From there, Grand Teton, Wyoming. Hoover Dam, Nevada. Probably Jackson, Wyoming in there as well. Las Vegas, Nevada. Who's been to Vegas? I haven't. Sequoia National Park. So those are a few of the places, and then whatever else I can get squeezed in there. And so yeah, I am doing it. And it's been nice so far. Took off yesterday. What was it? No, actually I left on Friday. And what was Friday? Friday the 15th, August 15th is when I started the trip. So, and today's what? Yeah, today's the 16th. So moseying on down the road. Let's see if you can see some more. Yeah, there's one side of the road. Other side of the road. Went through some rain, some storms, and then I stopped at a rest area for a severe storm that passed through, and which turned out pretty good because I had to use the bathroom and ate a little late lunch, and so I just watched the rain and ate lunch. And now I'm back at it again. So combination of camping. Got all camping equipment, camping along the way. I may throw in a couple hotels along the way. And wherever the winds blow, and enjoying this freedom of travel. And this is what guys like me are doing right now. We're living, what do they call it? Living your best life. And unplugging. Doing what we need to do to survive in this crazy world. And doing our own thing. So right now I'm on 90 West, and this is going to take me all the way to South Dakota. So I just stay on this long highway, 90 West, and stay on this. And then on my return trip to Ohio, I'll probably take a different route. I went through Chicago yesterday, and man, that was some serious traffic, rush hour traffic going through Chicago, standstill for over an hour. Can't even imagine doing that every day. Can you imagine driving through that traffic every day. Dang, no way, man. But that was interesting, going through Chicago. So I got through that, and interesting trip so far, seeing the different countryside. Crazy drivers too. So you still got travelers out right now from, you know, still doing their summer trips. Not all the schools have gone back already. So school's still out in some places yet. So you got people still traveling. Tourist places still got, you know, people. A lot of trailers being pulled, RVs, campers of all types. And a lot of semis, a lot of semi-trucks still moving products. So I guess that's a good sign. Our semi-trucks are still moving. And so there you go. Alright, so I guess going across the Black River. Okay. A lot of boats on there. Wish I could turn the camera around so you could see it. La Crosse Airport. I flew into that airport before. There's Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. It's a big National Guard Army base. And before I went to Afghanistan, my unit, we did all our pre-mobilization training at Fort McCoy. So I've been to Wisconsin before. So good old Fort McCoy. Spent a lot of time there. But I didn't see the rest of Wisconsin. I haven't seen this part of Wisconsin. So very, very interesting as I'm passing through on my way to South Dakota. So once I get there, I plan on camping out there and see what it looks like. See if I can see any wild buffalo or something like that wandering around. That would be cool. And getting in touch with the nature out here. And it's quite an adventure. You never know what's on the other side. Minnesota Rest Area Travel Info. Huh. Exit 276. Let's see if I can turn this. You see all that water out there? There's a lot of that driving through here. It's like these wetlands out here. Bet you that made it interesting to build this road through all that wetland, making this road over the water. Mississippi River. Hey! Crossing the Mississippi. Check that out. Look at that, y'all. Look at that. The big old hills. Mountain area here. Kind of puts me in mind of like West Virginia right here. Man, look at that. Huh. Now this is a part of Wisconsin I've never seen. Mississippi River. Yeah, look at that out there if you can see it. What is this? Minnesota welcomes you. Going through Minnesota. Well, now I have to update my status. I'm no longer in Wisconsin. I'm driving through Minnesota. We are now in Minnesota. that. What a difference in scenery from Wisconsin now to Minnesota. I've never been to Minnesota, so you saw it right here. I've never been to Minnesota. So this is the first time I've been here. Is this the 10,000 Lake State? I'm not sure. If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so solo traveling, got my truck, and I've got I've got a tent. I've had stuff. I've had camping gear that I've collected throughout the years. Some of it's military stuff, you know, sleeping bag. I got tent. I've got cooking gear, lanterns, flashlights, headlamps. Got plenty of water, food, and all the things to live on, and all the comforts of home in this truck. Got plenty of clothes. We get around the U.S. mail here. Man, houses up on the hill. Check that out. But yeah, I've got all my gear with me, and I like to go do some camping and enjoy some other nature besides Ohio nature. I hope to capture some of the western states' nature, you know? And I've been all around the East Coast, all over the South, but I don't really have a lot of time out west. Very little. I've been to San Diego, El Centro, California. I've been to Texas, you know, the Fort, military related, mostly. And, but not much time spent out west. And the same thing with the New England states like Maine, you know, Vermont. I did a little time in Vermont, but you know, I've never been to Connecticut. Never been to Maine. So all those states up there I haven't seen, besides Vermont and driving through, you know, Delaware and all that. So that's another part of the United States that I don't have a lot of time there. And so that's another place I would like to see, you know, Massachusetts and all that. But then I hear a lot of people are moving from places like Maine because of the cost of living, which is so sad. It's happening all around the United States, where it's just becoming so unaffordable for people to live, you know? So, but I'm not sure about this state, Minnesota. And that explains all the Minnesota license plates I was seeing passing me by. And they've got quite a mix of license plates, I'll tell you. And yeah, there we go, 90 west. Let's see, speed limit 70, minimum 40. So I've been going about 70, 75. And I just set it on cruise control and just let it go. No rush. I don't need to get any speeding tickets. And you know, so I'm just kind of going at my own pace. And that's the nice thing about being a retired bachelor. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there would like to wish that they could do what I'm doing, you know, and I definitely don't take it for granted. And do it now, you know, do it now while you can, while you're still able, and sitting around thinking about it, wish I coulda, woulda. It's like, you know what, you gotta do it. And so I'm off and running. got somewhat of an idea of what your plans are, but subject to change. You know, that's part of the adventure, and the things that you come across and the challenges that you don't see. Like, I didn't expect that traffic in Chicago. Holy cow. And then seeing that city and all the, what do you call it, the rail system that's going right through the middle of the highway. That was interesting to see. I never saw that. Their high-speed rail system going in between the highway. My ears are actually popping right now. I guess we're climbing an elevation here. That's interesting. So, but all right, what do we get? About almost 20 minutes into this video, but I just want to just give you an update. Where's Jim at? Well, Jim's on the road, starting officially his travels, and I'm still waiting to get my mom moved to assisted living, and still not sure when she's going to go. So I thought, well, I can't wait around. They're going to have to call me and let me know. And if I have to turn around later to go get her moved, then I'll do that. But I said, you know what, I got to get a move on. And she's got the help she needs right now, so that's good. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go travel. Time to go travel. You know, you hear people talk about that all the time. Oh, if I can, I would go travel. I'd go travel the world. Well, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And so much to see and do out here, you know. And then someone mentioned, you know, it might get old after a while. Well, maybe. But right now it's not old. I'm actually enjoying it. Looking at all the farms out here, you know. Look at that farm, you know. All the farms. Wisconsin's known for their dairy cows, and milk and cheese curds. But it's just beautiful open country out here. I mean, look at it. You know, just green, corn, you know. Love the old barns. Look at that old barn. Look at that old barn. That's 1800s. 1800s. You know? And went through Amish country. There's some Amish out here as well. Saw the Amish. And I think they might be the smart ones, the Amish. What a life they live. Horse and buggy, no electricity. Traditional families, raising their kids, living off the land, farming, growing their own food. Simple, basic clothes. They don't got iPhones strapped to them. They read books, spend time together. And of course, you know, the Amish community, they're not perfect. They've got their own issues like everybody else. There's things that go on in the Amish community you'd be quite surprised to hear about. So they're not perfect, just like all of us, but you know, you can appreciate their style of living. You know? And you see them out here. But just look at this countryside. And this is how they live. Just big open farms out here. Really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, I've just got it on cruise control, taking in the scenery, listening to the radio. I've got XM satellite radio, so I can listen to music, listen to the news, see, following what's going on in the world. Get lost in thought out here. And thinking, a lot of thinking, solo travel. It's always fascinating looking what's on these semi-trucks, what they're hauling, what they're pulling. If I was a young guy, I tell you what, man, if I needed a job, I'd get my CDL license. I would drive a truck. You got this, the sleeper in the back. Heck yeah, travel the country in that truck. I'd do it for a while. Why not? And then on most of the trucks, on the back of them, you'll see, we're hiring. So all the trucking companies are looking for drivers. They're all hiring. Trucks are parked and no drivers to drive them. Heck yeah. So if you need a job, CDL, what is that? Commercial driver's license. You get a Class A, Class B. I think they got different classes for different size trucks. Yeah. You can be independent. You got somebody standing over you all the time. Just drive the truck, do your route. But I guess that can be rough on the body too. A lot of those truck drivers. It's a lot of sitting. So you'd have to take care of yourself driving a truck. You'd have to take care of yourself. Houston. Different Houston. It's like Houston, Texas already? We can't be in Houston, Texas. It's a nice road. I guess there's a toll road that I've been on, but it said either pay at the toll booth or pay online. But you go through the toll booth, but there's nobody to collect any money. So I don't know how that's going to work unless they're going to send me I don't know if they read your license plate and send you a bill for the toll road. I don't know how the heck that works. So I got to figure out how their toll system works. Going through Illinois and all that. So I'm probably going to get a surprise toll, or just log onto their website. I don't know how that works. And they read your license plate. No clue. But here we are, Minnesota farms out here, man. That's a big old cow farm. Jeez. All them cows. West, Minnesota. Guess I could have tilted the camera that way too, so you can see the country instead of the road. Duh. They got cows in their front yard. Truck needed washed anyway. That rain definitely did it. guess I could have pulled one of those little camper trailers. I could have pulled it with this truck, you know that? If I had one. I guess I could have rented one. That'd be kind of cool. Just have a little camper trailer and just park it in the camps and live in that. Hook the water up and whatnot. I've never done that. Never done that. Never done it. Now I don't think I could pull one of those big monster, you know, driving the big dually truck with the fifth wheel. And some of those, they're about the size of a house and cost as much as a house. $250,000 big Montana trailer. Oh, they're nice. They are nice. If I had one of those, you wouldn't need a house. But a lot of people are getting out of RVing. It's getting expensive to do the RVs. And those things are constantly breaking, you know. You always have to maintain them. The cost of the what do you call it? The camping sites are going up in price. The cost of propane is going up. Everything's going up. So a lot of people are just getting out of the RVing. And then you've got to book the site well in advance. Where in the old days, they said a lot of times you could just wing it and just find a place, and usually there was a place available to bring your RV in. But now it's hard to find a place because they're booked up. But maybe with people getting out of it, maybe I guess that'll free that up here in the future. I don't know. But I have noticed that a lot of these RVs are parked in people's yards all summer long. They never pulled them out. So I think maybe that's, I don't know, maybe it could be dying out here. Which I think's sad, you know. And it's happening across the board with a lot of things. Motorcycle clubs are dying out. General aviation is just, you know, getting expensive. Cost for fuel, airplane rental, hangar fees. Just everything is just getting so high priced in America that a lot of the things that were affordable or fairly affordable, even though you'd say flying a plane's a rich man's hobby, which I guess it would be. But now even for them, it's getting too expensive. But yeah, it's sad, you know. And but all right, I'll send this off. Thanks for riding along with me on this part. I guess my next video will be at the will be in South Dakota at the Badlands National Park. Badlands. We'll see how bad it is. I'd love to see a buffalo. Out wild buffalo. Man, that would be so cool. That'd be a heck of a lot different than Ohio squirrels and deer. Can you imagine big old buffalo looking at me? That would be cool. Stay tuned.